Hey everybody, it's Ryan. Welcome back to How Farms Work. Today we are up at one of Travis and I's bean fields, and WS Ag is here with their Case IH MX340, and they are custom applying anhydrous for us. So this 60-acre bean field of mine, which was the last field of mine that we had harvested, is going to be in corn next year. Now we are preparing for next year by putting down our nitrogen this fall. This anhydrous is treated with NH3, which is a nitrogen stabilizer, to make sure that the nitrogen is still there in the spring. And WS Ag is going to follow up next spring with nitrogen to make sure that the corn plants really aren't starving of their nitrogen. So I'm going around the field and I'm making sure that there isn't anything in their way. I did see that there's 4 buckets in the ground up on the hill over there that I got to remove. It'd kind of be a pain to remove. It looks like a 42-foot toolbar, but he's moving right along. He hasn't had any problems since he started, so things should go pretty smoothly. Now this anhydrous, when you breathe it in, I will admit, when you get a little whiff of it, it really doesn't smell that bad. It's when you get a pretty good whiff of it and you're downwind of it, kind of like I was like 30 seconds ago, but the wind changed and it's coming from a different direction now. But what happens when you breathe in that anhydrous doesn't contain any water. What it likes to do is when you breathe in that ammonia, it likes to attach to the water in your lungs, which causes chemical burns, and it's really not all that healthy. So the ammonia that we're putting down is essentially just like your household ammonia cleaner, except your household ammonia cleaner is 95% water. So I gotta finish scouting out this field, make sure that everything's good to go. Once they're done here, we're going to move over to the 40-acre bean field of Travis's, which is right across the hill. But things just seem to be going pretty smoothly. Doesn't seem to be having any problems, so I'll leave them be. It's a deep hole. Someone left a bottle down in that one. made cookies the other night. Dad had a bag of them by his chair. After I got done VTing last night, I went to the house and Mom's like, "Here, take these chocolate cookies." So Dad doesn't know that I have his chocolate chip cookies. He's just about done now. He's got just a few passes to go. Really didn't take him too long. Of course, with that wide of a toolbar, I mean, you can really cover some ground pretty quick. If you'll remember, I said that anhydrous likes to attach itself to the water in your lungs. Well, the same story is true with the anhydrous that's in the soil. When you inject the anhydrous down into the soil and you close up the row, what happens is the anhydrous starts to attach itself to the water that's in the soil. If you have soils that are pretty sandy and really don't hold a lot of moisture, especially if there's not a lot of moisture at the depth that the knife is running and injecting that anhydrous, you're really not going to have much of that anhydrous sticking around. You're going to have problems with the anhydrous dissipating and volatilizing and leaving the soil. So the rows are all closed up. The problem with no-till, I guess you'd call this strip till technically, but the problem with that is that the rows really don't like to close very well because the soil is pretty firm. So you will have a tendency for some of the gas to leave, but I'm not really blaming WS for it. And that's what you can see. At some points the gas comes out from the row before it closes, and it happens, but it's just one of those things. So the anhydrous is in the soil and it's ready to go for next year. They will follow up with another nitrogen application in the spring, but it's good to get this done now rather than in the spring, because like this year it was kind of difficult to get the toolbar. They're pretty busy in the spring. So alrighty, on to the next field.